What's up guys, I'm here with another video. Welcome to episode 84 of Let's Build the City. Today we're building Krispy Kreme donuts. So yeah. Welcome to episode 84 of Let's Build the City. Today we're building Krispy Kreme donuts. So yeah. Welcome to episode 84 of Let's Build the City. Today let's build Krispy Kreme donuts.
Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Krispy Kreme donut shop for all of your city building needs. I love donuts. I love them so much, and I really love Krispy Kreme, so I couldn't help myself in making this one. I hope that you guys love it as much as I do. If you are new around here, please consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the little bell next to the subscription button to keep up to date with all of my city related builds. Now, I don't want to get too soppy on you guys, but I did just want to say a very quick thank you to all of you that have been enjoying the city tutorial series. I've been enjoying it so much. I love the fact that you guys have been leaving likes and comments, and you've been leaving suggestions, and you've been subscribing. Thank you so much to everybody that is making this series possible. I love you all very much. But without any further ado, let's get started. So, just before we start building, ladies and gentlemen, here are all of the materials.
Alright, let's grab them. So we need bricks, white concrete, green, cyan, red, white glass block, smooth stone, and oak planks.
We are going to be using for the outside of our Krispy Kreme donut shop. Please do make sure that you have access to all of those materials and enough of them as well as very important. More materials later on for the inside of the shop, but don't worry about that until then. This is the amount of space required to make your Krispy Kreme. This is a 14 by 14 block area. This is all of the ground space required to make the build. However, you might feel as though that you want to add streets and pavements and stuff around this, but for the building itself, this is all you're going to be needing. Feel free to make the grid if you are planning out a world. I always recommend it. And that's it. Pause the video if you have to. Gather all those materials, make sure you've got enough room, make sure you're ready for some delicious quality bites. And once you are, we can begin. Alright, donut friends, come all the way to the front left-hand corner of the grid. This is the starting position for the build, so don't worry if you haven't made the grid, but if you have, this is where you want to start. On top of this block, place a brick. Right of that brick, place 9 more. What?
9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Leave a gap of 2 in the ground, and then place 2 more brick. 1, 2. Going behind that second brick, place a row of 13 bricks.
13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Then extend that 13th brick across the back of the building and connect it to the front of the building. All you're making is a square. It should be quite easy to do. Once you have managed to make your square, I want you to, on top of the very first brick that we ever placed, which is this front left-hand corner brick, I want you to place 3 white concrete. 1, 2, 3. On top of that, place a green concrete. On top of that, place 2 white. 1, 2. And then on top of that, place a green. On top of that, place a cyan. Right of the cyan, place 13 additional cyan.
13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It should be directly above the right side of the store. Underneath the cyan, I want you to place a row of green concrete. Underneath the green, I want you to place 2 rows of whites. Underneath the white, I want you to place a row of green concrete. What I then want you to do is I want you to extend the rows of green concrete forwards, both rows. I want you to join them together on the left and right side, top to bottom, to make a rectangle. I then want you to fill the centre of said rectangle in using white concrete. Perfect. What we're now going to do is add detail down below. So, on top of the remaining row of bricks that we have at the base of the build, I want you to, going right of this white concrete block, place another white concrete. Then 3 glass pane, 1, 2, 3. And then a white concrete. 3 glass pane, 1, 2, 3. Place a white concrete. 1 on top. 2 glass blocks to the right, 1, 2. Place a white concrete and connect down. I want you to place an additional layer of glass on top of the glass pane parts. You don't have to do this with the glass block parts. I then want you to fill in the remaining area using your white concrete. This also involves raising up the bricks just right of the entrance to meet the height of the side above us. Now that you have done this, we are going to swing over momentarily to the right side of the build. On here, we are going to, on top of all of the remaining bricks going from left to right, place a pattern. We want to begin by placing a white concrete, 3 glass pane, 4 white concrete, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 glass pane, 1, 2, 3, and then just 2 white concretes. We are then going to add an additional layer of white glass pane on top of those glass panes like this. And then we're going to add 2 rows of white concrete above and in between all of the glass and stuff. So we'll end up with something that should look like this. I then want you to extend the green concrete backwards on top of the white. Add 2 rows of white on top to copy the colours of the sign. And then finish it off with a row of green concrete like this. That's not looking too bad at all. I want you to grab the red concrete whilst we're on this side. You see that we have a front window here. Coming outwards from the top right hand corner of the window. So from this corner block here, I want you to move up and right. Here, I want you to place a red concrete. And extend that red concrete in front of and around towards the entrance. It's going to stop in between the middle of the 2 windows on the front of the build. I then want you to place red concrete starting from the first block into the right, so the second to last block that we placed. I want you to place red concrete coming all the way around the corner here, and it's going to stop 1 block short, so it will look like this. I haven't decided which one I kind of prefer yet, but I don't know whether I like it like this or whether I just want to like chunk a block out like that just out of the corner to just kind of like round that a little bit. The choice is kind of yours, I guess. The next thing that I want to do is I want to flip around to the back of the building. So, on the back of the building, and this is absolutely your choice as to whether or not you want to do this, you can add an additional window. It's not really required though, so that's why it's your choice. If you start on the left side here and you work your way to the right, you want to place 1, 2, 3, 4 white concretes, followed by 3 glass pane. 1, 2, 3. Place another layer of glass pane on top. And that's it. All you then really have to do is place all of the white concrete on top of the bricks to build up the walls and around the window on top of the windows. You have to add in the green concrete above the window, 2 rows of white concrete on top of the green, and then a final layer of green to finish it off. we're also going to simply seal up this wall on this side. Reason being is because we have a lot of stuff on the inside against this wall, and we don't really need any more windows. We've got quite a lot of them already. But you should quite easily be able to follow the pattern laid out on the side of the building, and you shouldn't run into too much trouble. Whilst the building is nice and open and bright, I'm going to install a floor. I don't want grass to be the floor in here. It's very organic and all, and it just probably keep cows and stuff inside the building. I guess that'd make the donuts a bit easier. We've got fresh milk on tap. But I want to replace the floor with some oak planks. Oak planks just seems like a nice, warm, inviting colour in this particular environment, because the walls are very, very pale. We're using bricks, which are kind of like I kind of feel as though they're sort of like a dark material anyway, like it's just kind of like an old sort of vibe. So I'm kind of wanting to go with something like oak planks that kind of it's just got that nice warm feel. And that's what we're going to be doing for the floor inside of our Krispy Kreme. Feel free to make alterations. I'm going to be adding carpets and stuff around the inside of Krispy Kreme. It's not going to look dark and drab, it's going to look very, very bright and insane actually. But something like that so far looks quite good. I'm going to use smooth stone to create a ceiling. So the ceiling is actually going to be in between the first layer of green concrete that we placed a little bit earlier. Not all the way up at the top of the building, it's just here where the green is. That allows us quite a lot of room up above our heads. It's quite a lot of headspace. I think it's about 3 or 4 rows, which is a little bit higher than I usually build, but I kind of wanted that nice airy feel. And I don't know why I'm using stone. It just feels right. Feel free to change it to, even green if you wanted to, or maybe some cyan. Whatever you feel as though would look better, feel free to use. Talking about ceilings, I'm going to come outside and come up towards the roof. I'm going to fill the roof in using white concrete. I could easily just also use some more smooth stone as well, but one row down in relation to the top of the roof, because we never know if we're ever going to see the top of the roof and we don't want it to look weird from the sky, we're going to be placing some white concrete to contrast and to continue all of the previous colour scheme. You could even use red, you could use a smooth stone as I said, you could even make it just green. I just like it like this, and that's just my choice. Now that we have done that, ladies and gentlemen, we have made a significant amount of the actual store. Last few details before we start with the dreaded sign. I want to, first of all, add a door, which needs iron doors and buttons. We need string and carpet to decorate the outside the windows, and I'm going to preemptively place some sea lanterns in the iron doors and buttons. We need string and carpet to decorate the outside the windows, and I'm going to preemptively place some sea lanterns in the building just to keep it bright. So, the door, of course, is where this double entrance is. I'm using an iron door because it fades in with the wall. Feel free to use oak or something similar. I'm going to use buttons to operate the door, which means we of course want them on the insides as well. And inside here, I'm going to begin, and again, you feel free to use different lighting methods and all of that, but I'm going to begin by adding some sea. It gets me every time. It's still called sea lantern, but it's just regular lanterns. I'm going to place them in the corners of the windows, and equally so also just in the corners of the room as well. And I might even place them just like lanterns. I'm going to place them in the corners above the windows, and equally so also just in the corners of the room as well. And I might even place them just like left and right of that. Yeah, I'm going to place them left and right of this window, and even one in this corner. Now, that's a lot of actual lanterns, but it kind of helps with the vibe in here a little bit. You'll see a bit later on. So, when it comes to the string and... there you go. When it comes to the string and the windows and the carpet, well, all I've done here is above the windows, there's 3 of them that we're going to be doing this to. The front left window, string in front of the glass, And then all we're doing is white, cyan, white carpet on top of the window. Same on the right side here. We're going to here, place string, and then white, cyan, white, and then finally, in front of the top of this window, string, and then the same white, cyan, white. And that's all there is to it. So what we will end up with should look exactly like this. It's quite a nice looking storefront, honestly. And now that we have this, we can move on to my absolutely least favourite part of the tutorial. The sides. So I'm actually just going to dump all these materials, we don't even need them. For this, we will need a crafting table.
No. Loom. Since it's nearly 2022. Are you guys excited for 2022? I'm pretty sad that 2021 is over. But 2022 is nearly here. Speaking of which, I'll grab red dye and white dye. Hold on guys, I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back.
We need banners. We don't actually need 11.
Alright guys.
I'm doing this in creative mode. I'm going to first of all slap down my crafting table probably about here. I'm going to also, just in case, now this isn't a necessary material, so it's not in the item list, just in case I want to save the banners, I'm going to have a chest. Get rid of them. I'm going to go into the crafting table. I'm going to start with my first.
I'm going to chuck the banner making materials in the inventory and I'll clear the loom. I don't need a chest because I can just grab the letters anyway. Krispy Kreme. Okay, I don't even know what I'm doing. Okay, I'm gonna say.
Letter, which is K. So I'm going to chuck a
I can do it faster than him.
red dye on the left side. Grab the new banner, place it in the middle left of the
Easy.
red dye, top left corner to bottom right. New banner, place it in the centre of the table once more. This time, we're going to place it in the bottom left corner, coming up to the top right. Grab the new banner, and that is your K. By the way, if you wanted to, you can add some white around the outside of the banner to kind of make the letter a little bit cleaner. I actually kind of like it like this because they're a bit blockier and they're a bit easier to see against the white background, but feel free to alter. So, K, of course, is going to be used a couple of times. If you're on creative mode, then this isn't a problem, but if you're on survival mode, then you will have to make 2 K banners. So just repeat this once more. The first K is going to be right at the left side of the sign here, so it would be K, R, I, S, P, Y, space, K. Just like that. So that is where your 2 Ks go. Okay? So I'm just going to now make a new banner. This is going to be R. R begins with a white banner in the centre of the table and red dye from top to bottom on the left. Grab the new banner, place it in the centre of the table with red dye coming along the top. Grab the new banner and place it in the
Bro, I'm faster than him. I'm not using a slow crafting table. This is better. This is...
And that is your R. I'm only going to say this once more. We will need more than one of these. We actually need 2 of these as well. You might have
Crispy, and now we need to make E.
So the first R goes right next to the K, and the other R goes right next to the second K. So we've got cr. We're going to crack open the crafting table and make an I. This is a white banner in the center of the table with red dye coming top to bottom up the middle, and that is I. Easy as that. That goes next to the first R. We're now going to make an S, which means white banner in the center of the table, red dye along the top. Grab the new banner, place it in the center of the table, red dye coming along the bottom.
Yes.
New banner.
Yes.
Place it in the middle left of the table.
Yes.
Red dye.
Come on. Nearly done.
Left corner. And that's it. S. S only goes next to the... Okay.
Crispy M.
We're going to need white dye. I didn't realise this until now. So I'm going to grab some from here.
S-P-Y space.
And we are going to
K-R-E-M-E. Krispy Kreme. I've already done the sign. Lol.
Grab the new banner and place it in the middle of the table.
Lol.
Red dye.
Already done the sign. Speaking of which, I'm gonna do the outside of Krispy Kreme.
In the top middle of the table with 2 of white dye underneath. Grab the new banner and place it in the top middle of the table again with red dye cutting in half left to right. Grab the new banner and place it in the center of the table with red dye coming up the left side. And that is P. P goes next to us. We're now going to crack open the crafting table again, and we want to make a Y. So we're going to start off by placing a white banner in the left of the table with red dye, top left corner to bottom right. Grab the new banner and place it in the top middle of the table with 2 rows of white dye underneath. Grab the new banner and place it in the middle left of the table with red dye, bottom left corner to top right corner. And that is 1. That goes right next to P. E. So, white banner in the middle of the table. I'm just going to swap these red dyes. With red dye coming top to bottom of the left side. Grab the new banner and place it in the middle of the table with red dye coming along the top. Grab the new banner and place it in the top middle of the table with red dye coming along the middle. Grab the new banner and place it in the middle of the table with red dye along the bottom. And that's E. E can be used twice. First of all, next to the R on the second word, leave a gap, place another E. And then there was 1. So, M. Also a banner that we would have needed white for. My bad. So place a white banner in the top middle of the table.
Bruh.
With red.
I already finished the sign. I'm fast.
Grab the new banner and place it in.
I have a loom, so I'm fast.
With white dye left, right.
LOL.
Grab the new banner and place it in the middle of the table. Red dye coming up the left side. Grab the new banner and place it in the center of the table. Red dye coming up the right side. That's the final banner. That's your M. You place it in between the 2 E's, and before you have it, you have a Krispy Kreme sign. And you also have a Krispy Kreme shop. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with the outside. You might feel as though you want to have a path or some roads outside of your Krispy Kreme. That's completely up to you. I want you to blend it into your particular city, your particular situation for yourself. I'm not just going to tell you to randomly add some roads and roads if it doesn't make any sense to you. So now we're going to move on to the inside of Krispy Kreme, which requires all of these materials that you can never...
Now let's grab the materials. Since... Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. The shot is done, but there's one more thing. The inside, of course. I could just grab them from out here. White concrete. Oh, dark prismarine stairs. And pistons. White glass pane. Course stairs. We will need some paintings, of course.
You'll see on the screen in front of you. So please grab all of those, take the time to make sure that you have them. And once you're ready, I have just finished grabbing all of the materials that I think that we're going to be needing for the inside of the build. Please do make sure that you have all of the items that you saw on the item list. Even pause the video if you have to. Make sure that you have them all. Once you're ready, we can begin. So, the first thing that we're going to do is, of course, head inside. I'm going to crack open this door. Managed to make it this time. I don't always make it. Those buttons are scary. And inside, we first of all have to make some structural changes. So, I want you to come all the way to the back of the building. And underneath the back window, there's only one. I want you to move left 1 block. Coming out from this brick, I want you to place 9 more coming towards the center of the build. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect.
I'm going to place 2 more bricks, leave a gap of 1, and then another brick. Going right of this brick towards the back corner of the build, leave a gap of 1, and then place a row of cyan concrete connecting to the wall.
And let me see if this is 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, this is 9.
I also want you to, in the front left corner of the build here, place a brick. In front of this, place a dark prismarine stairs. Destroy into the ground twice in front of the stair, place a block of redstone with a piston on top. On the opposite side, place another dark prismarine stair with a brick block behind it. I want you to do the same thing again in front of this brick block, meaning place another stair, destroy into the ground, block of redstone, piston on top, dark prismarine, and then a brick block. Once you have done that, I want you to do the same formation of seating coming across the right side of Krispy Kreme. So from here, we're going to place a brick and then a stair. Destroying the ground twice, redstone, piston, stair, and then we're going to place a brick. This time, from this brick, we're only going to do like a little, just a 1 chair table. So we're going to destroy into the ground twice, place a block of redstone, piston, stair on the opposite side so you can see we don't have a chair on the other side, and then we're going to place a brick, and then we're going to do another double table. So that's a stair, table in the ground, stair, and then in the corner a brick. So you can see how that side is a tad bit different. And then on the back of the build, we're only going to have just 1 double table, which means a stair, in the ground, piston, and then a chair there. And I'm going to not place a brick behind it. So we have quite a lot of tables around the build now. I'm going to use white concrete, and I want to, retaining a gap of 2 from all of the seats and stuff, and also from the counter. So like if you start in this corner, you want to make sure that you're leaving a gap of 2 from everybody. And I want you to place a row of white concrete that maintains a gap of 2 around itself, everywhere. Then place another row in front. You'll find that that also maintains a gap of 2 as well. And this is basically just a counter. So this is where you would like keep fresh boxes of donuts and stuff and other things to sell. Just kind of like on this counter, you can just grab and cashier. So, what we now want to do is place some glass along the top of these bricks. We're going to place a quartz stairs on the side to act as a cash register. And behind here, I'm going to place some pistons, preferably facing upwards, because they kind of just look like little tables or stands or something, you know? It's just a little bit more interesting than just placing a coloured block, I think. And we're going to be placing what are supposed to be donuts on those a little bit later on. So, there's two paintings that I want in this building, and there's plenty of more places to place them, by the way, so don't feel free to keep going after placing two. But there's one that has really good space that's like here between the counter and the seating, like in this 2x2 area. So here, I just want a 2x2 painting. Probably a bit more colourful. Nah, that's not too bad. So a 2x2 painting there looks nice. I also want one above this single chair and the seat here. Again, it's just kind of like a nice location for it. So just here. Yeah, that's a good one. That's fine. And you could even have an argument for one here as well. So again, you know, this has to be placed to the right. So not that one. We've got it. That one actually kind of fits the colours of the restaurant, so I'm going to keep it. Not my favourite, but I'm going to keep it. And then alternatively, you can also have them like in the corners and stuff and hit on the posts and what have you. So now that we're mostly done with all of these materials, let me just chuck them away for a second and let's grab flower pots. We need flowers, not just necessarily blue orchids. Item frames, cocoa beans, brewing stand furnace, daylight sensor, carpets.
Alright. Item.
Some birch pressure plates. Okay, so first of all, along this back wall behind the counter, it's Krispy Kreme mainly sells donuts and coffee. So we're going to place brewing stands and cups in between them, cups being flower pots. Above this, we're going to just have a load of item frames with cocoa beans in them, just to represent the coffee. If there were more different material, I mean, if you wanted to, you could put stuff that look like leaves in, so maybe they also sell tea, and maybe some other materials that kind of sort of look like beans as well, just as a bit of variety, but I'm just using cocoa beans to make it. I'm also with a daylight sensor on top, just to make it a little bit more interesting if people want to have something slightly warmed up or whatever. So, the reason that we have white carpet, first of all, I just want to get one here. Register. I don't know why, it just looks better to me. I'm also going to place flower pots behind all of the seats. So on the bricks, where possible, I'm going to place flower pots. And these are going to have flowers in them. I'm also going to all of the seats. So on the bricks, where possible, I'm going to place flower pots. And these are going to have flowers in them. I'm also going to place a couple of white carpets about the place. So, I'm explaining this badly. Let me show you why we have these things, right? So, I'm going to get rid of everything but the white carpet, or actually everything but the birch pressure plate. We want to have what seem to be donuts everywhere, which means we probably want a load of colours, right? So that's why we're grabbing random colourful carpets. There's
red. No, this is orange. Red, orange, yellow, lime green, cyan.
Now on to Minecraft, that even relatively even looks.
Yeah?
Oh no.
Yeah? Alright guys, I'm gonna end the live stream here because I think my dinner's ready. So, see you guys soon. See ya guys.